Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday, and with me, as always, that's my co-host, Nick Mason. Nice.
Yum, yum, yum.
You enjoying yourself?
I am very much so. I see the appeal now.
It's good, isn't it?
Of opening and drinking a drink.
Now, I don't like it anymore now that you enjoy it.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm going to keep doing it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I thought this would work.
No.
No, it hasn't worked.
It won't, Mason.
Okay, all right.
But you know what will work?
What's up?
This wonderful episode we've got lined up.
I think it'll heal all my ills, including a potentially broken foot that I have.
That's right, everybody. Nick Mason is running around on a broken foot.
So-
Bow, bow, bow.
Is that the broken foot
It's
horn?
time to celebrate.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Finally. Yeah, so again, if I make any factual errors during the podcast,
Yeah.
or, I'm not funny or interesting,
Yeah.
I do have a broken foot.
Yeah.
And it's my birthday.
But he also
That's not true.
But he also might not have a broken foot.
Oh, yeah, in that
so
case,
if
it's
he's
all
not
me.
funny, it's just
It's just all me. If the X-ray comes back later in the week and I don't have a broken foot,
yeah.
It was all me.
It's just all on you, man.
Yeah. Damn, I'm gonna have to come to some realizations about myself.
I think
that
you
I'm not
should.
funny or interesting, and only the novelty of a broken foot makes me relevant in some way.
So this week we've got the big movie of the week, which is
big
the big movie of the week is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh,
again.
absolutely! It's going to be the big movie of the week for at least another month. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
absolutely. Well, there's an Aliens movie coming, and
No,
next week we're
no,
doing Borderlands.
No.
Borderlands.
Embarrassing. for
Borderlands Retirement Planet. Borderlands, we're old. Get over
Nice.
it. We won't get over it. We hate this. We haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen it, but we've seen enough.
Yeah.
Look,
Let's not go in with this attitude, Mason.
I know. Look, we'll go with the attitude that I saw the trailer a couple of days ago, and somebody did say the phrase, "It's in my mouth." You know that? Surely that
Yeah.
was overused like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but it's funny again.
It is
It's
funny
Come all
again.
the way
It's
around.
come all the way around,
Yeah, absolutely. The news of the week, though, leading up to that, and there are time codes below, of course. Rob Collingwood, it's this. He takes care of that, doesn't he?
He takes care of it like a madman.
We're going to talk about the box office return of Deadpool and Wolverine. We're going to talk about the new deal that the Russo Brothers and Robert Downey Jr. are getting for returning for Avengers movies.
Is it too much?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so much.
But it's because the market could bear it, so it's fine.
But everybody else gets paid less and it looks worse.
It does. And remember when Bob Iger was like, people are asking for money, and I think that's ungentlemanly.
It is a
He
bit,
said
isn't
that.
it?
We don't have any money.
Yeah, it's very uncouth.
Yeah.
It's a bit rude.
Indeed, it's
a bit on the nose.
Yeah, that's right.
And it also talks about like the perks that Robert Downey Jr. is going to get from this, which I love. I love all of that. We're going to talk some potential storylines and some movies set between Avengers 5 and 6. We're going to talk about what might be going on with the multiverse story that they're doing, that they're going to tell.
Yep.
We also have another rumor, which is what the Kang Dynasty was going to originally be. Those last two, they're very much rumors, and there's just a thing to talk about. But I wouldn't put any weight in them necessarily. We're going to talk about what Harrison Ford thinks about being the Red Hulk.
Oh, yes? Is it I'm the Red Hulk?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We've got a trailer.
Why don't you shut up? I mean, he's doing a bit, and it's fun.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
We're doing a new trailer for Hellboy.
We're doing a new trailer.
We're doing a new one.
Be Kind Rewind style.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully we can make it look better than that first trailer.
Does anybody remember the film Be Kind Rewind?
I know we did, and I know it gets real sentimental at the end, and I don't like that.
It's Jack Black and Mos Def?
Mos
isn't
Def,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, right.
It's Mos Def.
And it's directed by
That
guy.
Let's find
It's
out.
not Spike Jonze. It's French. He's French probably, or Swiss or something.
Gerard Depardieu.
It's
No,
not-
Michael Gondry.
Michel Gondry.
Michel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Michel.
Yes.
He
Yes.
did that movie you love, The Green Hornet.
Oh my God, he did do that, didn't he? Yeah.
You didn't have to.
Yeah, no, he didn't have to. He didn't have to. Unless he got into one of those crazy French tax situations.
You got into a crazy French taxi, and that's what happens.
That's right.
I just want to quickly also mention the shows overseas.
Le Taxi,
Oh, yeah.
Deranged,
Yeah, that's good, man.
Crazy Taxi.
I don't know how you did that.
No, I used my brains and such. I've got a broken foot, James.
You might. So,
it's in a saw trap, all right?
so just letting people know, I'm going overseas with two of the people of Plumbing the Death Star without Nick Mason to do some live shows. They're going to be
You said the bad two.
Yeah, they know that.
Okay.
I said I demanded the bad two.
That's the two that
Give me
people
the
want.
worst blokes you've got, I said. It's with Joel and Jackson,
That's
Joel
right.
Dusha and Jackson Bailey, to do a blend of like the Weekly Planet and Plumbing to Death Star live shows. All of those have sold out. I think there might be some tickets to the Plumbing to Death Star show in London, which I'll also be in. But so we put a new show on in Edinburgh and a new show on in Manchester.
Yeah.
Tickets below if you're in the area.
My goodness.
So some extra stuff if you want to come along to some probably quarter-filled shows, I assume. I have no idea.
Quick question. Is there anything left of the UK currently?
Oh, that's a great
Like
question.
based on some news I've been seeing on
I'll
Twitter.
find out. I'll let you know when I
Okay,
get there.
terrific, great.
I'm not going to look into it.
Okay,
I'm
terrific.
busy,
Right,
Mason.
and I would be there, but I've got a broken foot.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's my birthday.
That's true.
And I don't travel on my birthday.
And the reason he's got a broken foot, I miseried him.
Yeah, that's true.
A Kathy Bates, James Caan
Yeah.
miseried him.
Uh-huh.
That's how we do this podcast. He thinks he's all snowed in,
That's right.
but really I've hit his head, hit his foot with his, and head with a sledgehammer.
Well, you got to hit me in the head to distract me first.
That's right.
I'm too sharp to be simply hit in the foot with a hammer.
Oh, Mason, let's do this. Deadpool and Wolverine's box office over this weekend. It's
To be
going.
clear, you miseried me the movie style.
Yeah.
Not the book style where I think she hits him in the nuts with or cuts his foot off or something.
We can do both.
It's worse.
We'll find out.
No, I don't like it.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Do you like this? It's going to hit about 80 million this weekend.
Sure.
So it's well on the way to a billion.
$1 billion, yeah. Mhm. And the MCU has crossed the threshold. It's a $30 billion franchise
It
now?
seems to be that it's nearly $1 billion a movie now, the way that
Okay.
it's averaged out. Was that the 32nd movie, I want to say?
I do not know.
Doesn't matter at this point, does it? But people seem to be enjoying it. The world over. Normal people are asking me about it.
That's right, yeah.
Some people are like, what was that bit with all those guys? And I'm
Yeah.
like, you had to be there in 2005.
Right, yeah.
And you weren't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and you have to do the calculation inside of your head to be like, how much of this do I reveal that I know?
Every single moment of this movie I recognize.
Yeah, but what do I tell these? Oh, yeah, there were some weird guys. I don't know. Hell yeah.
I know we liked it but didn't love it, and some of the comments have reflected that. Either we're not fun, or we're...
I think we loved it. We were too afraid to say we loved it because of the backlash, or we hated
Wait,
it.
what? Backlash?
Someone said backlash.
Oh.
They're like, there's going to be, you're afraid because of the backlash. Or we hated it, but we're too afraid to say it because of the backlash.
Damn, I don't like backlash.
No, I know, exactly. And some would say, from who? From what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's a stupid word you've said.
Oh, this is good. This is from Michael Howard, who says, I don't know how anybody could take these dudes seriously.
This is the one.
11 minutes in and it's just constant shit talking the movie. They're so scared of the backlash. They'll give it a good score at the end, I bet. Oh, we did give it a good score, I guess. He got out
of our arbitrary metric of...
It was more good than bad.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Let's do this, Mason, via variety.
To be clear, we are afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. Aging, death,
Yep.
small dogs, big dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bone in my foot explodes out and kills me in my sleep, you know?
But it might not be broken, everyone. It just might not be broken.
No, it could be a tendon. We don't know yet.
This is my variety.
What if a tendon whips out and chokes me to death in my sleep?
That's good too.
Or it does that thing, you know, sometimes people will cut a tendon in their arm and it shoots up their arm.
Oh, yeah.
Like
a
it shoots
rubber
up my
band.
leg and blows out the top of my head. You know?
Cool.
And that'll be on you.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I miseried you.
Yeah, exactly.
But not
And
like
you
the
didn't
book.
believe in me.
I didn't say I didn't believe in you. I just
Thank
think
you.
it's a...
I appreciate the support.
I think you're a big sook. Variety says deals, Mason.
Okay.
The Russo brothers are apparently being paid for returning to the Avengers franchise. $80 million for 2 pictures.
Now, you know I'm going to ask this.
Yeah.
Do they mean each?
Okay, so it's $80 million between them, which presumably means $20 million each for the movies.
Okay, so it's $80 million total
Yeah.
for 2 movies divided amongst the Russo brothers. Mm-hmm. Okay. And now assuming they've got a 50-50 split. Because we don't know that.
Oh, yeah, we don't know.
We don't know that for sure.
God, do you think Marvel are like, fuck, 2 blokes? That sucks. Why did we employ 2 dudes? They could have put one on one movie and one on the other.
Oh, that's
And then
true.
like pit the fandom against them.
Yeah.
There's other ways you could
But
have
then
done
what if
this.
the big reveal is one of the Russo brothers has been carrying the other Russo
I know,
brother,
that's the
and,
fun
and
of it.
one's awful and one's really good. And they're like, oh no.
One always lies and one always
Yeah.
tells the truth.
They're like, Doomsday is really good. And then they're like, and then they see the other Russo brother just falling over pieces of film equipment. And they're like, oh no, and he's filming the last one. Oh no, he's the bad one. Oh no. And the last one's going to be bad.
We're going to find out, aren't we?
Yeah.
This doesn't include back-end compensation, but it does contain performance escalators that kick in at the 750 million and 1 billion thresholds.
That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah. This will hit $1 billion.
Yeah.
There's no way that the first one, at the very least, isn't going to hit $1 billion.
Absolutely.
It's just going to happen.
Yeah. They could even put the bad Russo brother on it.
They should.
Still make $1 billion.
They should do that.
Yeah.
That's probably if there is a bad one, you do the bad one first, don't you?
You do, yeah.
Or no, you do the good one first, and then people show up for the next one.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So
you say no refunds.
That's right.
You say Infinity War, no refunds.
That's how everybody got to Rebel Moon Part 2, and then the director's cut, which is apparently long and bad.
Yeah, I've read a couple of reviews, yeah.
So I watched it, and I know you watched it.
No.
I didn't watch it. I know you didn't watch it.
No.
The brothers also will produce under their Agbo banner. Marvel this is their own production company, which is interesting because Marvel typically doesn't do outside producers or not anymore. It's all in-house. And one of the reasons also why they're back is Robert Downey Jr. said that they're the only two that he will work with.
Interesting.
Which means they probably do a lot of cool green screen stuff that he can
skip out on. Yeah. Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Now, in terms of Robert Downey Jr., he's apparently getting more than $80 million. And there's probably back-end deals. That's him alone. There's not two of him.
It said something. It didn't. I can't remember the phrasing, but it wasn't. It was
in excess.
In excess of $80 million, or a minimum of $80 million, something like that.
And then there would be like if it's $1 billion, etc. He'd get 10% or 5% or whatever it is. Also, it's filled with perks that include private jet travel, dedicated security, and a whole trailer encampment. None of that is particularly surprising.
No, I mean, I
imagine he had a lot of that on the other ones as well.
Yeah. I mean, does he need private security, or wouldn't a Marvel production have a lot of security?
Yeah, I think
anyway?
it's just part of that anyway.
Yeah.
While the Russo brothers' previous two Avengers movies shot in Atlanta, the new outings will be filmed in London and will begin in the second quarter of 2025.
All right.
So that's what's happening. He doesn't want to hang out in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Which is probably fair enough. I don't know. I've never been there. They probably filmed Arrow there.
I very much doubt that.
They probably filmed Arrow in Vancouver, actually.
I imagine they filmed some of the TV show Atlanta in Atlanta.
Oh, that makes sense.
I mean, there's no guarantee, is there?
We don't know.
That's true.
Some of it was in Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that season yet. I should go back to it.
Anyway, here's the question for everybody.
Is it worth it?
Is anybody worth $80 million for one or two movies?
No.
Interesting.
How do you? I mean, it's been a week since we've had the announcement. I know you've had some time to break your foot.
Yeah.
Has it given you any more insight into whether this is a good or a bad thing?
Yeah, I've thought about it, and ouch, my foot hurts.
Sure. Okay.
But only when I do that.
Yeah, but it might not be broken.
It might not be.
Yeah. Okay.
No. I mean, it is absolutely the case. I'm looking at it from an angle of not like, well, is he worth it? Because if they're bringing him back and it's a guaranteed return of.
Then financially it is.
Financially, of course it is. But it's like, is anybody really worth?
Yeah.
And if his agent can negotiate that. But again, a couple of months ago when there was a strike on.
Yeah.
Every head of production was like, we're broke. We can't afford any of this.
Yeah.
We can't afford to pay writers. We can't have a writer's room.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm going to have to crash one of my boats for the insurance money.
Right.
God.
I'm going to have to get my chauffeur to crash my boat.
He'll die. That's on you.
Yeah, I'll miss that guy, and it's your fault. I don't know, man. I mean, but it's also...
Is it exciting to you, though? How about from that perspective? Because I think he'll probably turn in an interesting performance.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he always does. He's always very good in what he...
Yeah. And I'm
he is.
And I'm not paying that $80 million. I'm
you're
probably paying $20.
$20 on the day.
$20
or less if we go to the premiere.
Or even less.
The Melbourne premiere. Everyone settle down.
Yeah. Or slightly less if I get some points.
Oh, yeah.
Some village points.
I might get some village points, mate. Yeah.
The thing that maybe has come up in the discourse this week, though, about this is like, if you've got $80 million, maybe you should pay some of the guys that created some of the characters in these movies, you know what I mean? And I know everybody's going to be like, well, it's
the original contract,
the work for hire, blah, blah, blah. But I think when a lot of people, when people made these movies and when people created these characters in the 60s and 70s and 80s and what have you, I don't think they were predicting a multi-billion-dollar movie franchise.
And everybody who's getting money, and it's mostly the studio or executives, what the fuck did they do? They didn't have a hand in the original creation of it.
I remember... And look, Hugh Jackman seems like a very nice guy.
He does.
But I remember that at one point...
But you hate him.
I do hate him. I had a vivid memory this week. There's a video of him. I think he's on stage at a Comic-Con, and he's there with Len Wein, who's one of the guys who created Wolverine. And he's like, I owe my career to this guy.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. And everybody's, big cheer. And I'm sure it's a very, very nice moment. But then I'm like, it would have helped him $1 million.
Yeah.
When you got $25 million for X-Men Origins Wolverine, maybe peel off $1 million, give it to that guy.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Maybe he has, Mason.
I mean, he's dead now.
Yeah, but maybe he did.
Maybe he did. I don't think he did.
Maybe he threw it into his grave.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
His open casket.
Yeah, maybe he threw some Wolverine merch into his grave.
Yeah, man. Look, I don't disagree. Who was it this week that said they wanted their name up higher and creating Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh, it was. Don't tell me.
I won't tell you.
Roy Thomas.
Okay, yeah. He was Was he the co-creator?
Oh, it's argued that he didn't do anything to create Wolverine.
Oh my God.
He was like Stan Lee's protege.
Okay.
So he's got a little bit of that to him.
Yeah,
a little bit of that razzle dazzle.
Well, this guy should get nothing. This guy, I don't really know how he contributed.
Yeah.
God bless him. Yeah, all right, cool. That's fun. Look, I as I've said before, this decision, I mean, it is for the fans, I guess, but it is more for getting general audiences in. Because if you want to make $2 billion, you need everybody. You don't just need people like us. And
Yeah. What's interesting as well is this will be a interesting test of, are people going to come to this for Robert Downey Jr. or do they only like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or is this a lock no matter what? Are the two more Avengers movies $1 billion each, $2 billion each, no matter what?
Yeah.
Or is it like, no, we need good word of mouth?
Good word of mouth.
Yeah. Word of mouth. I think they should call them Avengers 5 Deadpool and Avengers 6 Deadpool again.
That's probably a good idea.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This bit of news comes from Daniel Richtman.
Oh, yes.
Who says that, so everything that comes out between, grain of salt, but he's pretty solid. Everything that comes out between Avengers 5 and 6 that isn't a prequel will be set on Battleworld.
Oh.
So in Spider-Man, if Spider-Man 4 is in Battleworld, it would make for a very interesting Spidey movie. Do you want to explain Battleworld and how this might happen?
Let's see. The most recent Battleworld, I believe it's Doctor Doom, creates an artificial planet from like segments of other universes, and so it'll all be like all the various alternate reality and parallel universe people will get you
all the good stuff.
All the Fox X-Men and the Fantastic Four will be there, and all maybe some animated characters, and all the stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, wouldn't it? That's exactly what we're looking for. Another Spider-Man movie that's like a world-ending, multiversal spectacular.
Yeah. Bearing in mind, he didn't say that it definitely is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's going on there. This might tie into what maxblizz.com says.
Oh, yeah.
A site I've never heard of, but let's find out, Mason.
Okay.
File this under
maxblizz.com.
Yeah, and also
he
under there's been rumors of stuff like this happening before, and it could have been cobbled together from previous thoughts and speculation and rumors. But who knows? Could be true. So this is what
Blizz.
This is what was going to originally happen, apparently, in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. The TVA begin gathering anchor beings from across the multiverse, believing that they're the only ones power enough to defeat the Council of Kangs. No, they just got rid of him in that TV show. They went, yeah, we got him.
True, yeah.
At the end, they went, we got him.
He's good or dead or something?
Yeah, we did it.
I think we turned him into spaghetti.
Yeah. But not with the multiverse. We just put him through a spaghetti maker.
Yeah.
We just wrung him out.
Can he come back? Maybe. I don't know. Does Doctor Doom have a reverse spaghettification machine? Probably.
Will he use it though? We don't know.
I don't know. It's going to be there in Act 1, the reverse spaghettification machine, and we don't know if he's going to use it till the end.
It should be a ray. Like a pistol.
It's going to look like a combination of a ray gun and one of those hand crank things.
But you wheel it back.
Yeah, you do it backwards.
I like that. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were the anchors for their respective realities.
Oh, here we go.
While Tom Holland's Spider-Man served as the anchor for Earth 616. So all Spider-Man, that's convenient. Where's Morbius?
Right?
Who's the anchor in the Morbius universe? It's probably Michael Keaton. I don't know. Is he even from there? I don't fucking know. It's probably Venom. Could be Horse Venom.
Could be Horse Venom.
Could be Big Red Venom. He died.
Well, I mean,
I know.
In a way, it doesn't matter because when the anchor being dies, you've got thousands of years.
That's right. The movie was intended to be in smaller scope compared to Avengers Secret Wars, focusing more on Tom Holland's Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and anchors like Nick Cage's Ghost Rider. The plan was for all of them to ultimately fail, leading to collapse of the multiverse and Kang's creation of Battleworld. This would set the stage for Secret Wars, while the other MCU characters and additional multiverse figures would converge on Battleworld. I mean, who the fuck knows?
Isn't that interesting that all the scoopers have suggested that the plots for these upcoming movies now all include anchor beings, even though
nobody said anchor beings
last week. Couple of weeks ago, no thoughts to anchor beings at all. But now it's like, the plan was always to have anchor beings. No, this movie, Deadpool made $1 billion, so they're gonna try anchor beings. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
it'd be funny if
that would be funny.
It would be. We'll see.
I was just thinking about
a funny thing.
Funny movies.
Anchorman? Anchor Beings?
No, I was thinking
Anchorman.
I was thinking of the one with Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn.
Wedding Crashers.
And they work at Google.
Oh.
Google Bros or whatever.
No one's ever had that. Are you all right? No one's ever gone funny movies. The one where they work at Google. I think
you potentially breaking your foot has really thrown me off this week, Mason.
Yeah, same. You more than me, oddly. And I appreciate the concern.
I'm empathetic.
Yeah, I know.
I'm an empath.
Yeah, that's true. Something pathetic. The anchor being for a bunch of universes should be just one person who's like a minor actor in a bunch of different things. So it could be Idris Elba, he could be Heimdall, but he could also be Ghost Rider's friend in Ghost Rider 2.
Ghost Rider Man.
And then Stacker Pentecost in Pacific Rim, he's in there.
Oh my God.
Bring them all in.
Whoever he played in Star Trek Beyond.
Yes.
Guy with a lot of DNA.
Yeah, crocodile face.
How much DNA he had?
He had so much DNA.
He actually went overboard.
I think he did, because before that he looked like Idris Elba.
He looked great.
That guy looks cool and handsome. And he's like, what if I put crocodile DNA into my neck or whatever?
Don't do it.
No, he shouldn't have done it.
Nah. And so this is why My Time to Shine Hello, who I should point out has a 67% accuracy rating, but got a bunch of shit wrong with Deadpool 3. Just like a consistent stream of things where this person seemed to have a lot of really good scoops a few years ago and maybe has dropped off. And
I would also say, not that I believe this particular scooper, I do not, but I think I read some of those this week, and considering how long like the development cycle of some of these movies is, I reckon a lot of time when they say, it's about, somebody said once, it's Deadpool's about Deadpool is being recruited by the TVA and they're going to recruit a bunch of other people like Fox characters in the TVA.
Yeah.
And people were like, that scoop didn't come true. Yeah, well, maybe that was an old script.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the first script.
Also, the writer strike did happen in the middle of that movie. Yeah. Just letting the dog out, Mason.
Okay.
Don't get up.
I won't.
Because of your fake broken foot.
And I'm lazy. Even though I'm closest to the door, I'm not going to get up.
Tell you what, the anchor beam of this meeting of this bloody podcast is that bloody dog, mate.
That's right.
I'll tell you that much. Who's 12 years old. So this universe is about to wrap up.
No.
Not just this podcast, the universe.
Can we bring in another anchor being? Perhaps famous soda, sugar-free ginger beer?
No.
Oh, that's
shame. Actually a bad choice because you're drinking it.
Oh, so that's soon to end as well. And I can't help myself.
What about the goat puppet?
I think he's been dead for a couple of months, if I'm honest. Like his eyes are open. But
yeah, but it's...
Yeah. We just can't dramatically shut them, you know what I mean? With our hands, it doesn't work. Because they're glued on.
I like him.
Yeah, me too.
Anyways, My Time to Shine Hello says, this is what's going to happen with the Doom's motivation in Deadpool.
Okay.
I mean, whatever, the Doom movie.
Everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
Everybody's on the same wavelength.
Doom isn't truly evil. He believes he's saving the multiverse from incursions. According to his twisted logic, the only way for the multiverse to survive is to unify all universes in one place, Battleworld, under his rule. He sees this as the sole path in ensuring survival of everybody. Yeah, probably, maybe. I don't know.
Probably. The thing about it is, is kind of Doom's backstory.
His mother's in hell.
Well, his mother
is in hell. He put a hot mask on.
He did put a hot mask on. Well, you've covered it very succinctly, so I don't need to bother. No, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that he's just brought in to immediately do like a multiversal, huge thing, as opposed to bring him in a Fantastic Four movie and they have a little adventure and then his sights get a bit bigger. You know what I mean?
I think I saw someone say, or maybe it was speculation, that he's going to be a post credits in Fantastic Four, which makes sense, I guess. Yeah. I think they also heard that Galactus is an interdimensional being, and like America Chavez, is the only one of his kind.
Yeah, right.
Which I like as a narrative as well. So you jump dimensions as it collapses and Galactus.
I'm still here.
Hello. I can come through a door, big dimension door. Looks like a regular door, but it's actually a dimension door. Don't let them mention Deutsche in the Ars Galactus. Mason, Captain America, that's a freaking Red Hulk news.
Oh, yes.
Here
I'm
we
ready.
go.
I'm listening.
Variety spoke to Harrison Ford and they said, what did it take to get into the mind of the Red Hulk? Because apparently he's doing a lot of the mocap. And he said...
Well, he came out, didn't he, at Comic-Con? And he went, "Arr."
I'm a big tiger. And they went...
Close enough, I guess. Yep, all right. Just add a line in the movie how we put tiger DNA into the Red Hulk, and that's why he moves like a tiger now. I don't know. We do what we can with what we've got.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He said, what did it take? It took not caring. It took being an idiot for money, which I've done before. I don't mean to disparage it. Ford added on a more serious note. I'm just saying you have to do certain things that normally your mother would not want you to do, or your acting coach.
Smoke a cigarette, for example.
That's right.
Get a tattoo.
Or your acting coach, if you had one. But it's fun, and I enjoyed it. I had a great time, and I'm delighted at the response that we got with the trailer.
That's great.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he's having a good time.
Also, he said he would have grown the mustache if somebody had asked him to, but they didn't.
What's happening over at MCU HQ, Mason?
Right?
I don't like it.
Because...
Is it do they not play well? Do you think they tested it? Like
I don't know.
They're like, that's not the Harrison Ford.
Or maybe Kevin Feige was afraid to ask Harrison Ford for a thing.
Yeah, maybe.
For fear Harrison Ford would make him smoke a cigarette, you know?
He's very influential, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
And sometimes not in a good way, the peer pressure way.
I agree, yeah.
I'll tell you what, if Harrison Ford said smoke this cigarette, you fucking believe I'm smoking that cigarette. I'll make a whole pack for that, man.
Wow.
Said, yeah.
I'd say no way, not in your life.
Yeah, you wouldn't, nerd. So we got a trailers ahoy.
The only thing I'm going to smoke is vitamins. Mr. Ford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I said, trailers ahoy.
Honk.
We got a second trailer for Hellboy, This Crook Bloke.
That's right.
Looks
better,
Looks
I think.
way better.
I think it looks way better,
I think it's a better idea of what the narrative is.
Yeah.
It looks spookier. The budget looks like it has one.
Yep, terrific. That's what we want.
Yeah, this could be all right. I
agree.
say tentatively. I really love the idea of a smaller scale Hellboy story because a lot of the stories are that. You know, he's not always running on top of a big cog.
That's so true, isn't it? In fact, I would say he's mostly not. I would say he's mostly in a spooky woods.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
going, you know?
This again.
Oh, jeez. I wish I didn't have to do a big punch.
Yeah. No, he loves that.
No, yeah.
But I love his attitude towards the supernatural, like despite being a supernatural being himself, he's just had enough of it.
Yeah.
He's had his absolute fill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just skimming through the trailer now.
I'm skimming through that trailer.
What are you saying? What are you loving?
He's firing that big old gun of his.
Yep.
Bit of fun.
We get the right-handed Doom. We get a good look at that.
Yeah.
A train.
Oh, there's a train, all right. Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good, if you ask me.
Has that got a trailer yet? I'm not a trailer. Yes. Has that
A release date?
I think it's. Did they say September or October?
They said.
I think
James,
it's
I'll tell you.
on the
James, I'll
September
tell you.
27th.
All right.
Sick.
It's not far away at all.
Hellboy, This Crook Bloke. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it. I think. Let's not.
Yeah. Let's not think about it at all.
Positive.
Until it comes out.
That game came out, didn't it? That Hellboy game.
Did it?
Apparently, it was all right.
With Lance Reddick as the voice.
Yes.
Did it come out?
Let me check.
Okay.
Hellboy game. Web of Weird. Yeah, got a 6 from IGN. Came out last October.
Oh.
Got a 7 on Steam though.
Okay. Is that good?
I don't know.
All right then.
Yeah, it looks like a solid kind of B.
Ooh, it's on Switch. I can get it.
Oh, great.
Maybe I'll get it on Switch.
I'm happy for you, Mason.
Maybe I'll get it on Switch.
I'm happy for you.
Get it on Switch.
You got a week off with your crook foot, so
That's
why not?
right, yeah.
Play This Crook Bloke or
I
whatever
will.
that game's called.
I'm gonna.
Last bit of news.
Yes.
Squid Game Season 2 has a release date of December 26th of 2024. Boxing Day.
Oh, yes.
And then it's going to conclude with Season 3 in 2025. So presumably they shot these back to back.
Maybe.
Or they're splitting up the season or whatever they do.
Yeah.
Do you want a synopsis?
Yes. Squid Game again?
You're going to have to go find one.
Oh, it doesn't have one there.
Ah, no, it does. I got it here. 3 years after winning the...
I've broken my foot.
3 years after winning...
Don't play me like that, James. I've broken my foot.
He might have broken his foot. 3 years after winning Squid Game, player 456 remains determined to find the people behind the game and put an end to their vicious sport.
All those perverts.
Yeah, man. Perverts, weird masks.
Yeah.
Using people as chairs and so on.
Yeah.
Using this fortune to fund his search, Gihan starts with the most obvious of places, looking for the man in the sharp suit in the subway. But when his efforts finally yield results, the path toward taking down the organization proves to be deadlier than he imagined. To the end game, he needs to re-enter it.
Even deadlier than he imagined. considering he was in the Squid Game.
Even deadlier.
Okay.
He has to re-enter the Squid Game.
Oh, no.
Even
You think
squiddier.
it'd be cooler, newer games? You think it'd be like, oh, it's these games again?
I hope it's not the game at the end where you've got to hop on one foot in a circle or whatever. That game I didn't understand. The
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
Squid Game. Yeah. Do what Mr. Beast did. I don't know. He's in trouble, Mason, I think.
You sent me that. You sent me a video that was
video,
like,
yeah.
Mr. Beast is a fraud. And I'm like, this guy makes some good points. But I see why he got fired from Mr. Beast's team.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a less charismatic version of one of Mr. Beast's friends.
That's not the point, Mason.
I know.
But it's not just that. There's that stuff this week about how, because he's doing that Amazon show and the conditions for the contestants are really bad and people aren't getting their insulin and whatever.
Oh, yeah, I did see
And he
that.
blamed it on that network Microsoft outage thing that happened recently. And it's like, was that related to people getting insulin?
Yeah.
and blankets and shit? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. That video, what it suggested to me was not like it didn't really, a lot of it didn't feel like intentional fraud. It just felt like just some idiots
Yeah, totally.
who have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And who are like, let's give away some stuff.
But what if just some idiots,
Yes.
I don't know, killed a man? What
Yeah.
does that mean? Does that mean they go, Your Honor, we're just some idiots? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
You defend that?
I
defend killing a man?
sentence you to go back to school then. And then we got a movie. We got a movie, baby.
Or a YouTube video in this case.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. And that's the news. Trap.
You've been trapped.
Yeah. Josh Hartnett.
And the listeners.
No, that's true.
Nowhere to go.
No.
Except turn off your player and leave.
But that wouldn't be in the spirit of the movie Trap,
I don't think it would be, no.
because you got to get out of it in a way that doesn't make sense.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about it. Anyways, on a budget of $30 million.
Okay.
Which makes sense when you consider the scope of this movie, Mason. They make it look like a big concert's happening.
That's correct.
It's going to have about a $16 million US opening, which is it's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably make its money back in the first weekend the world over or over its release.
Yeah.
I think it might be the UK next week. I can't remember specifically. And it will probably just trickle along.
That's right, like a trap.
That's right. It thoroughly beat out its competition. Well, not Deadpool and Wolverine, which thoroughly beat it.
But nobody ever assumed that was its competition.
No, absolutely not.
We're talking about Harold and the Purple Crayon.
We are, yeah.
We're talking...
It's another Zachary Levi, I'm a man, no, I'm a boy movie.
I guess I just assumed, given the title was Harold and the Purple Crayon, it's about a little kid
Well, the book
who has a
is.
magic crayon.
The book is,
But he's an adult in the movie.
Yeah, he's a man, but he's a boy.
I don't like it.
It's part of his I'm a man, but I'm a boy trilogy.
Right.
Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Man with a purple crown or
Right,
whatever.
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it is.
okay,
Yeah,
sure.
Anyway, that's bombing hard.
You couldn't find a kid to be the star of that movie?
I think there's a
you
kid-
specifically, James?
No, I didn't want to. This is how I wanted this movie to go. As you know, this is a pet project of mine.
To ruin Zachary Levi's
yeah,
career.
and it
to
turned
give
out-
him false hopes and then ruin him.
Turned out exactly as I wanted.
Yeah, okay, great.
Bad. No, I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, so yeah, pretty strong opening. I think it's smart to also open against Deadpool and Wolverine at this point because so many people saw Deadpool and Wolverine and maybe they're looking for something else the next week.
Back in the day, it was called counter-programming.
It was. Now it's called We Don't Know.
Now it's called Good Luck, Idiot. It's called a big bad mistake.
Yep, that's right.
Don't do it.
Anyways, what do you think the story
Oh,
was?
come on, all right. I've got a
Yeah.
broken foot, all right?
You might.
Yeah, I might. It's true. It might be a tendon.
Yeah.
All right, so it's about a good dad. He's a good old dad. He's a girl dad.
Yep.
And he's taking his daughter to
He's a killer. He's a serial killer.
Oh, come on, mate. Let me set the scene.
Sorry.
He's taking his daughter to a concert and he's a serial killer. No, he's taking his daughter to a concert and she's so excited.
Yep.
But then he notices all the police presence.
Oh, yeah.
They're checking everything. They're surrounding the place. He's like, what's going on here? And then he figures out they're looking for the butcher.
That's
they,
right.
They figured out that he was going to be.
He freaking cuts up
He
people.
freaking cuts up people. He's crazy, this guy.
Yeah.
And they know he's there and they're going to find him. But guess what?
What?
Josh Hartnett is the butcher.
That's right. And he's got a person in his basement on his phone that he can talk to.
That's right.
Hello, are you still trapped in my basement?
Yes, we're good friends. We're good friends. How's he going to get out of this? How's he going to get out of this bucket of syrup, you know?
He will. We'll talk about it. Nonsense.
Oh, you think so?
I mean, I had a great time.
Yeah, right.
But nonsense. Like premise, great.
Uh-huh.
Execution, silly. But
Execution silly.
entertaining.
Yeah, I would. I'm sure I'm not the first to make this comparison, but this felt like the most accurate adaptation of a Hitman game.
Yes.
Because it's a guy in an environment with a bunch of NPCs walking around.
Yep.
And
he's the smartest one there.
He's
somehow.
the smartest one there, and he's like, what do I do?
But
here?
smart by being a teenager playing him as a video game character.
Yes.
Yeah. So how am I going to get out of? Yeah.
How am I going to get out of this? First of all, I think Josh Hart was great at this. You know,
agreed.
People Shyamalan has a certain stylized.
There's a dialogue and a cadence and a certain performance you get.
Yeah.
In his movies.
It's not accidental. It is a deliberate choice he's making. It doesn't always work, I don't think.
No.
But I think it works in this instance because Hartnett is playing a man who is trying to pretend to be an actual human being when he's a psychopath.
Yeah. And his actual human being feels like a caricature of a good dad.
I think if you take any of the individual scenes, if you were to meet him in real life, maybe you wouldn't notice. It's only
I feel like you would.
I think as you watch him over the span of several hours, as you see his behavior.
Yeah.
But I think as you just him interacting with a guy at a merch counter, or just interacting with one of the his daughter's friends' mums or something like that, I reckon you'd go, yeah, he's
whatever.
He's
a bit odd, maybe.
He's a little bit odd, but he seems nice. You know, I don't think you'd necessarily join all the dots, kind of thing.
No, that's fair enough.
But I think Hartnett's doing some good way. Also, the daughter whose name I do not know, and
she's great.
Someone will look it up. Yeah,
I will. Her name is Ariel Donahue.
Okay.
I wonder if she's related to Phil Donahue.
Might be related to Phil Donahue. Might be Phil Donahue's mum.
She plays Riley.
Yeah.
And
I think they're a good duo, and I think he plays a tremendous dad.
He does.
As a good because the dilemma of the character in this movie is, he's the serial killer. Spoiler.
Yes.
There's not a double twist. We shan't be spoiling it towards the end.
I think it does go places that I did not think it would.
Yeah.
But not in terms of there's a second serial killer.
Yeah,
or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
But the dilemma of this character is he could just run. There are so many options for him to get out. He could. He could cause a scene. He could steal an access card. He could escape through the floor or whatever it is.
But he has his daughter.
But he has his daughter who he seems to genuinely love and care for.
Yeah.
Despite
that aspect of his personality does.
Yeah.
At the very least. Yeah. As much as a serial killer can.
Yeah, which leads to some crazy dad dialogue, which again, I feel if you only got him in small doses, you'd be like, that's just a dad being a weird dad. At one point we get because we're at a Lady Raven concert. She's
it's like a big Taylor Swift situation.
Big Taylor Swift R&B pop, modern pop. Here's the thing. I also thought the songs were quite good.
I didn't mind them either.
But here's the thing.
That's M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, Salika.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know enough about modern pop music
to
know
idea.
whether it's genuinely good or if it's massively derivative of other stuff. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Yes.
This is some rockin' music.
My understanding
is some rockin' tunes, James. I'm bopping along.
My understanding is it's good.
Okay, great.
Or it's better than what it needs to be. And Kid Cudi's in it.
Oh yeah, also. So just one. Yeah, so Salika is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, and she's an actual pop musician. So she wrote.
And Ashana is the director who directed a movie earlier this year.
That's his other daughter.
Which I didn't mind, but a lot of people didn't love. But I thought it was quite good, actually.
Interesting.
They're the Watchers. Yeah.
Anyway, back to my looping around to my point is that at one point a guest star arrives through a sort of a platform that
and
emerges.
It's Psy.
Yeah.
No. Have you seen that one where he shoots up out of the thing?
Of course I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I have. Taylor Swift's got one of those as well. I've seen that.
Did she shoot up through it, though?
I don't think she rockets up. Maybe it wasn't Taylor Swift. Maybe it was Sabrina Carpenter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, at one point, he's like to his daughter, he's like, look at that. Look under there. Look at all the stuff under there. We could go in there. We could sneak our way in there.
Sneak out. We could
sneak
get in the boot of a car. And
we could get out of there. What? There might be costumes and stuff. And I'm like, that is weird serial killer behavior, but that is a thing a dad would be weirdly interested in.
Yeah.
Look at the
what's under there?
Look at
all the gears and pulleys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. We will do heavier spoilers. But it is, it is like a game of Hitman, him trying to get out, he'll shove someone down the stairs or cause a distraction or an explosion or whatever to fight. So the cops have surrounded the building and they seem to be, they've got a certain profile of a type of man they're looking for, which basically, when you break it down, is any man.
Yeah.
Because it's like any man of any any race over 30, under 60.
Yeah.
And so they're randomly pulling people out.
It's just dads who've taken their daughters to this concert, basically.
And because they know, they have a good authority that he's going to be there, and he's killed like 12 people or whatever it is that they know of. And everybody is going to get checked on their way out.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they wouldn't just stop him and they'd go, "You're the killer," and he's like, "I'm not." And then, like, what are they specifically looking for? They're not doing a DNA swab, I think could have been.
But he does have a
tattoo, which also doesn't make any sense because they're like, "We're sure he's got a rabbit tattoo." And he's got this tiny rabbit tattoo on his wrist, which I don't even know how they'd have that information. But I think that's enough that, I don't know, I think you could get away with it. I don't think... Wow. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like there's an easy... I think that tattoo was put there the very last minute to like, why can't he leave? Oh, he's got a tattoo that they saw maybe. Yeah.
And also, if you are a murderous serial killer, how much more effort? You just find some sandpaper or something and scrub it off, you know? Just bleed. Oh, I've hurt my hand. We have to go.
Yeah,
thing,
exactly.
You know? But anyway. But I mean, look... I think that there are a bunch of contrivances in this movie, but that is the magic of that. That is the. I was still on the edge of my seat. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And also, it you know, the idea of okay, well, this didn't work, but now another thing's cropped up. I better take advantage of this. I'll try this kind of thing. It does feel a little bit convenient, but I like to think that across America, there's like 10 other concerts that are trapping serial killers, and in all of those, they have caught the serial killer. So he's actually the outlier where everything's worked out.
Yeah,
like you know how you think about Elon Musk about like, well, he's very successful. Yeah, it's just luck.
Yeah,
there's 1,000 other guys who
are this bad.
tried the same thing and are this bad, and they failed. So he's that. He's the Elon Musk of serial killers.
Yeah, a lot of them are just Homer that time he built that car. You know, or Peter Brock that time he built that car, but then also died in that car accident.
Yeah, that car with the crystals in it.
Yeah,
I know.
What am I going to say here? There's a lot of stuff I do want to say in spoilers, but I think a lot of the activity that he kind of gets away with is kind of the sheer stupidity of everybody else.
Right.
Like everybody's written dumber than him, basically. And because he's not that ahead of the game, really.
I see, right.
I feel, but what I kind of love about this guy's movies now at this point is they're just off in a way that's like...
Off kilter,
yeah. He can make stuff like this and... You know, they'll make a nice profit and he can get these ideas out.
Yeah.
You know, he's got these like interesting premises and his execution's always compelling, even if it doesn't quite mesh together.
And again, I mean, modern Shyamalan, I'm probably 50-50.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that it's not like I feel like he had a couple of good ones and then he fell off. Like he's done some really enjoyable ones, and then maybe one I didn't like, and then another one I do like, and then you know. So I'm glad he's coming up with these odd premises and kind of giving them a whirl. You know,
absolutely. Should we do some spoilers for the movie Trap?
Yeah, let's do it. If folks out there, if you're sick of Deadpool and Wolverine, if you've seen it 100 times and you've seen Rebel Moon Part 1 Root Edition 100 times, and you want to see something a little different.
I reckon there's 6 hours of Rebel Moon director's cut or whatever.
Good performances all around, I think.
Yeah.
Including, of course, Mr. M. Night Shyamalan, who pops in for a moment.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, I think his daughter's good.
He's not a bad actor.
Yeah. His daughter's good in this. I think maybe they try to push her too hard.
Gets more play than... It kind of... This is more of a spoiler, which we'll get into, but yeah, it kind of...
She's like the paragon of good, this character. At a certain point, I'm like, I don't know if most pop stars would be this nice. You know what I mean? I'm like, I think they would probably side with a serial killer, honestly.
I think the structure of like the third or even fourth act...
This movie ends a lot.
It's just not conventional in a way that kind of drags a bit, but is also interesting.
Yeah, I would say, I think the thought I had when I was coming out of this movie was like, this was 3/4 of a really great movie.
Yeah.
Maybe, again, it falls apart at the end, but that's a lot of movies, isn't it?
But I just found it interesting that, you know, you expect a certain thing from a horror movie or even a movie in general. There's a certain flow to it. And his movies, they don't really move like that. I think that in itself is interesting.
I think Knock at the Cabin was as close to a standard kind of horror thriller.
What about The Beach That Makes You Old?
Oh, that one's an odd one, isn't it?
I liked that one.
Yeah.
That beach did make everyone old.
It did, didn't it? Because of waves, but a different kind of wave.
Radioactive
waves, I think, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to say best movie ever.
I am going to say best movie ever. I mean, if you're interested but not super interested, it seems like it's something you could definitely... It'd be a good streaming one.
Yeah.
Good night in. But you know, if you're looking for a night at the cinemas and you've watched Deadpool Wolverine 100 times,
that's right.
You can, and Harold Purple Crown.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm a boy, I'm a man now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then this might be worth checking
How
out.
did you feel about this movie as a dad? Was it a good dad movie?
What I love...
Because your kids are not that old yet.
No,
Yeah.
I am a dad and I have a lot of dad friends. And there's some of them, they're just like, this guy's fucking off, man. Like, he's just like...
Could be a serial killer?
No,
Could
just
be
like...
some freaking nut job, freaking cutting people up.
It feels like I feel you doing this dad performance.
Oh,
and I do
interesting.
it. I do it. I'm not real. But it is this kind of like...
Yeah, right.
Some of them have this kind of weird...
Energy,
you know?
Okay, right,
yeah,
right.
so no, so I think, yeah, no, you're probably right. If I came across this man in a brief interaction, I would definitely be like, that didn't feel normal.
But at the same time, it's
but
like,
not enough to be like,
yeah,
that's a serial killer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's
I don't like how the way he kept using my name at me.
Yeah.
You know the way people do that to try to endure themselves to endure?
Inure?
Manure.
Yeah.
They try to
Manure.
manure you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that when people use your name constantly in
yeah.
a sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a barista at the closest cafe to my house.
Yeah.
Who's learned. She thinks my name's Chris.
Chris
and it's
Mason.
too late. It's too late to. And at one point she was like, "Oh, it's not Chris, is it?" I'm like, "No, it's Nick, actually."
Yeah.
Ah, good
joke.
Good joke. And then she just went back to it. I think she forgot that interaction. So now I'm just Chris forever, I guess.
Maybe there's twins.
Yeah, I could say I'm a twin.
No, I meant she's twins.
Oh.
And the one who thought you were
Well, maybe
Chris,
that's true, but the way
not Chris died.
The way for me to get out of this is say that I'm twins and Chris died.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know. I don't normally come to this cafe. My brother Chris does, and he died. So from here on out,
I don't miss him.
Yeah,
I'm okay with
I'm
it,
over
actually.
this. It's fine, actually. Yeah. We have the same taste in brunch.
Yeah.
So same order as him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Chris.
Yeah.
Chris Mason.
What were we talking about?
Third act stuff, I guess.
Oh,
But,
yes, this is time for spoilers.
Yeah. So he does get out of the concert.
Yeah.
But the way he gets out of the concert, he managed to get his daughter backstage by telling M. Night Shyamalan that his daughter has cancer, but don't tell his daughter that she knows that he has cancer, and gets on stage with Lady Raven.
Now, to be clear, M. Night Shyamalan is
the uncle of...
He's the uncle of Lady Raven, and so he's like a head of production or something like that. So he's not just M. Night Shyamalan.
No.
It's not like, hey, M. Night Shyamalan.
I'm making this movie.
Yeah, I like the movie Old. It's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, M. Night Shyamalan, I know you're making this movie.
Yeah, so
I'd like to
apparently,
escape.
so the contrivance, I guess, is Lady Raven has a song called Dreamer Girl.
Yeah.
And what she does is her production staff finds a girl in the crowd who might be the Dreamer Girl, and they get her to come on stage and dance with Lady Raven. And it's a good experience for the kid and et cetera. You know, and maybe they do that at pop concerts. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe no one's ever done that.
It used to be you get someone on stage and you kiss them. You furiously kiss them.
Wow.
And I like that, though.
Wow,
I
okay.
think this is better.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah. Like maybe this thing has never happened in a modern pop concert.
If you're coming
ever.
to one of my live podcast shows, that won't happen. I won't get you on stage and make you furiously kiss me.
Wow, okay.
If that's what you were hoping for,
well.
too bad.
Hey, look, a bunch of tickets are being refunded right now. Wow. Wow, and one guy's just bought a bunch of tickets.
All right.
Yeah.
So
He's the no kissing man.
yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Oh, wow.
So he tries everything to get backstage, and he does because he's heard that if you get backstage, you can just leave.
Yeah, there's just a direct access to the exit. Yeah,
But it's covered.
Yeah, but he tries numerous times. He pushes a woman down the stairs, and he sees the police guarding the door. You know, move
Was
to
he
help
just going to
her.
leave his daughter there?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was just preemptive to see what they do.
Yeah, okay.
But then more police converge, so he's like, well, I can't do that. And then at
Yeah.
one point he pretends to be a staff member and he goes onto the roof and there's snipers and police on the roof, so he can't get out that way. And he can't get out through the trapdoor full of cool costumes and stuff. So he contrives his way to get backstage access for himself and his daughter, which is a wonderful experience for his daughter.
I agree.
And she'll never forget it.
Yeah. It's probably not the only thing she'll never forget from that day.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, and then so they meet Lady Raven, and he's like, "Can I talk to you for a minute alone?" And she's like, "Absolutely. I want to be alone with this man."
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
goes into a room and he goes, "I'm a serial killer.
Yeah, I'm the one you're looking for. They've clearly told you about
Put me in the limo."
Yeah,
You couldn't have just gone, "This would mean a lot to me if we would love to go in your limo. I know this is like a stretch." Like, he didn't have to be like, "I'm a serial killer." Because also, what happens from there? Like, she drops him off and he goes, "Bye forever."
Yeah. Yeah, what was his next move?
Because he's like, "I'll kill this man on the phone."
Yeah.
If you don't give me a lift. But was he going to run away? Like, I assume he would have to just escape. Like,
Yeah, like and leave everything behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because it would be very obvious to find out, well, who's the girl that went on stage or was this girl?
Yeah,
we know
exactly.
from the footage the dad
She
is the
said her
serial
name
killer,
and-
whatever.
Yeah,
It's not. She had friends at the concert.
That's true.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Unless his plan was to just run.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
He had like a bag of murder tools.
He
maybe,
did.
Maybe that's his go bag of murder tools.
Seems
you know
to be.
what I mean?
But then she flips it on him and goes, why don't I get a lift to your house?
Yeah, come to my
And
house.
he's
I'll meet
like,
your family.
What's going on?
Let's have dinner at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she goes there by herself and then steals his phone, goes into the bathroom, communicates with the guy who's locked. She uses her fans to shout out any bit of information, which I didn't mind. And the fans find the guy. I thought that was an interesting use of like celebrity and social media.
Yeah,
And I
the
thought
one
that was
good use of it.
The one good use there's ever been. And it's fictional.
Very fictional.
But then Lady Raven leaves the movie, and then his wife, played by Rachel Adams, who
What else has she been in?
she's in Star Trek Picard some of the seasons.
Is she also, has she done some comedy
Her name's
stuff?
Alison Pill.
Okay, all right.
She's done some comedy stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
She's in Scott Pilgrim.
That might be what I'm thinking
She's
of.
in Cootie. She's in Goon.
Oh, the hockey movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's in Goon 2. She's in Dan in Real Life, where he's lying on pancakes.
Goon 2, where they go to bloody
Goonosphere.
No, I was gonna say the planet from Dune.
Oh.
I messed it up. I'm sorry, everyone. Dune to Arrakis. Goon 2, Goon in Arrakis.
The Fracas on Arrakis.
Fracas on Arrakis.
She's in Vice. She's in a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, I guess maybe that's the thing that maybe was a letdown for me, is that the focus in the third, well, possibly fourth act, stopped being dad and daughter and moved to secondary characters.
Yes.
And I'm like, it would have been better. And the additional finale, of course, is she, Lady Raven escapes.
Yeah.
And then...
I mean, what was he going to kill her? Like,
I don't know.
He couldn't.
Yeah, and Cooper locks his family. That's Josh Hartnett's character.
Yeah.
Locks his family in a one of the bedrooms, but they escape as well. And so he escapes. He's got a secret hatch to the neighbor's yard or something, and he escapes.
He's also a firefighter.
Yeah, yeah.
And he set up houses have been abandoned for whatever reason.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's where he's doing his serial killing things.
Yeah, and then the kids get taken away to the police to a safe house of some sort.
He takes Lady Raven in the limousine.
Oh,
Remember
yes,
there's
that's right. Yep.
And they both escape the
They
limousine.
both escape the limousine. That was probably one too many escapes.
Yeah.
And then Cooper goes back to his home where his wife is waiting, and he surprises her, and then they have this discussion. Where
It was her. She tipped off the police.
That's right. She left a
ticket stub.
Yeah, she thought he was having an affair, so she followed him one day and got the inkling there was something not right. So she left the Lady Raven ticket stubs in the house and then tipped off the police, and then they figured it out that he was going to be there, and so they set up the trap.
The freaking butcher's going to be there. Yeah,
that's right. And then they have this.
He just got back in the house despite being watched.
Yeah, he got back.
Maybe
in the
they
house.
let him also.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it seemed like they might have.
Yeah.
So then so he gets back in the house and they have a conversation, and he's really mad at her because he'll never see his kids again. And then she poisons him with some of his poisons and makes him all woozy for a moment, and then he becomes like the Hulk.
Yes.
And he
that's when I'm like, is this a fucking Unbreakable movie? Is this an Unbreakable movie?
They're gonna team up. We're gonna get dead Bruce Willis, and we're gonna get Mr. Glass.
Oh yeah, he died in
they all
in a
drowned or
bucket
something.
whatever.
Yeah.
Did Mr. Glass die?
I
Did he
don't
fall
know.
over and die?
He probably fell over and died. And then
James McAvoy something.
he probably
fell over and died.
fell over and died.
He did that dog run into a river.
Yeah, he did that, didn't he? Anyway, we need more guys on the team. So why not this guy who's just a murderer?
What sort of strong blokes?
Yeah, and then he tries to kill her, but then the police are there and they tase it a bunch of times.
And that woman's there and she's like...
Who's the profiler? We didn't mention her.
Oh, yeah. She's like an older woman who's like, this is what he's going to do.
There was also we didn't mention this in the description.
Is this a bit about his mum?
Well, yeah, he keeps seeing a woman while he's in the trap.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, Cooper keeps seeing a woman, an older woman, sort of berating him and saying, don't do a big serial murder. Stop it. And then it turns out that she is presumably his dead mother.
Yeah.
And he's seeing her as maybe part of his conscience or something like that. But there's also an older woman who is a profiler. And I guess I assumed that at some point there was going to be revealed there was a connection between the two.
Yeah, but there's
like
not
that
at all.
was his
Auntie
aunt
or
or
something,
something.
I don't know,
Yeah.
And his mum also, apparently the reason why she was that way is because she was the one who saw him for what he really was. That was maybe a
something like
plot
that, yeah.
point.
Yeah.
There is a moment, I've seen this before, I think it's in Red Dragon as well, where the Lady Raven tries to like act like his mother to like throw him off.
Yes.
And I'm like, that didn't really land.
Yeah, well, it's interesting as well that she's like, yeah, I'll give this a whirl.
Yeah.
Why not? I've seen Red Dragon. I've seen the movie. I saw Red Dragon on the tour bus. Why not? Yeah, but I think maybe, like, given all that, to me, like I said, I think that the letdown there was that it wasn't a conversation between the dad and the girl.
No, the person who the movie, you're right. And
It was about.
Yes,
kind
that's a
of,
very good point.
It
yeah.
sort of became, it's a real tense standoff between the dad and the wife who we've just met, essentially.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I mean, it maybe even could have been better if they'd contrive a way that, like, the daughter accidentally spilled the beans.
Absolutely,
like, she
yeah.
left the ticket she put the ticket receipt in her dad's bag, and then he left it at the
Yep.
and so it was her fault, and then he had to contend with the fact that he loves his daughter so much, but she inadvertently betrayed him, and how does she feel about it, and how does he feel
Yeah.
about it? I also liked that when he was getting arrested for the final time, the daughter showed up and gave him the big hug first, and I'm like, sometimes like there was that, again, I'm not a parent, but there's that moment where like one of the kids loves one parent way more than the others for no reason.
Yeah.
Even though, and it's like, well, it even comes down to, even if he's a serial killer.
Yeah,
why
it's
not?
a dad.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
I get it.
Yeah. So anyway, besides that.
Oh, and then he escapes again.
He escapes again.
And that's
yeah.
the end.
Well, he
Well,
doesn't escape.
he gets a spoke off a bike. They let him do that.
Yep.
Because he
And
stands
then they
the
don't
bike.
check him again.
And
Yep.
then he put him in the back of the van by himself. And he picks the handcuffs.
And then he's
And
like,
then he said, "That's a big smile."
he's like, what a treat for me. I've done a final lockpick.
Do those doors open from the inside? Or does
I
it matter?
very much doubt it. No.
Well, he's
No,
gonna-
they put the bolt down
Yeah.
on the outside.
Well, he's
so
going to
no.
attack them all when he gets
I think
out.
that's what I'm thinking with
Yeah.
his dad's strength.
His dad's strength.
You know?
Yeah.
I've got to get back to my daughter's strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like you said, the idea I think is better than kind of the way it kind of not trails off, but what it kind of becomes.
Yeah, I mean, I
think there's some things like you said could have been set up earlier that.
I think
could
the
have paid
idea
off.
is good, and I think generally the execution is very good.
Yeah.
But again, the thing that I said.
The thing that you said. Yeah, but all in all, I did enjoy it. But I do have some reviews here from people who have tweeted or written, Mason.
Oh, yes.
Some Whit Evans who says, "I was intrigued by Trap's premise, #Weekly Planet Pod, but the premise is barely more than half the movie. Then the Shyamalan twist is the whole movie is just a vehicle for his daughter. I still didn't hate it. It was just underwhelming. Hartnett was awesome." Yeah, I think that it's a vehicle for his daughter for some. It's like a display of her music, and then she probably gets about 20 minutes of like
Actually,
maybe
like
a bit
acting
more.
and screen time,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah, but also he paid for this himself.
Yeah.
So it's always like, it's the same thing of like, why's James Gunn work with his friends and his brother?
Well, he's paying for it himself.
Yeah, no, but like he likes him, and
Yeah.
they work well together.
Exactly.
Why not? Come
Also,
on.
she's not an untalented person either.
That's what I'm saying,
like,
yeah.
like again, her music and the performance. C-Ray says, #Weekly Planet Pod. I won't hold you, Trap. It was pretty cool. The fact the entire film is centered around music is dangerous, but I actually enjoyed the jams. Credit to MNS and his daughter for taking the risk. This was well done. Best movie ever. Russell Michaels says, Trap was taut and tense. #Weekly Planet Pod.
Taut and tense.
The twist, as it were, was not as much of a twist. The movie goes places I didn't expect in the last act. Fun movie, best movie ever. And Heather Ringman in the Great Mates group had this to say.
Oh, yes.
I just saw the new M. Night Shyamalan movie Trap, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Josh Hartnett was really good. I can completely believe that the FBI and police would fuck up multiple times and allow a serial killer to get away multiple times. That is true.
Yeah.
Like they're not. Sometimes somebody gets close enough to shoot at the president, for example.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. Things can happen.
Yeah.
I find it much harder to believe that this random man will be allowed to wander backstage at a pop show without at least one person in the pop star entourage monitoring him at all times. And also find it extremely unlikely the pop star would be okay going into a room alone with him. But I did enjoy Lady Raven using her stands to find the kidnapped guy. I wasn't expecting her stands to track her down after Connor kidnapped her, but then she got away, so the movie didn't do that. Yeah, it just kind of left some stuff, you know?
Did, yeah.
Certain point, it felt like the movie was like, and that part's over.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're
Yeah.
doing a different thing now. Yeah. And that's the review of the movie Trap. Trap it in theaters right now.
That's right. It's trapped. Mm-hmm. And one day it'll escape to streaming.
With a bike spoke.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Should we move it along?
Let's move it along
To what?
What we reading?
Yep.
What we gonna read?
Yep. I'm doing the thing. Mason, I just want to quickly say thank you so much to everybody.
You're
who came
welcome.
to the live, to everybody who came out to the Matt Who Knew It with Matt Stewart live show.
I would have been there, but I hurt my foot.
But Matt messaged me during the week because Ben Russell had to drop out to do a better podcast with Will Anderson. So Matt messaged me, said, "Can you do a live show?" And I'm like, "Yeah, all right. Haven't done one in 5 years, sure." And it was a lot of fun.
Great.
Thank you to everyone who came along and everyone who came up and said hi. Too many to name.
What about people who would have loved to have been there, but they suffered some kind of injury?
Yeah.
What would you say generally about those
Was
people?
it a break? Or was it like maybe they strained it a little bit?
I mean, it's impossible to say at this point. But again, it'll be a listener of this show.
Yeah. This is a person who can walk, though.
They can walk currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for long distances or recommended probably not up and down stairs a lot.
Okay.
But they would love to have been there. What was the venue?
Comedy Republic.
Yeah, a lot of stairs there in that venue.
There's an elevator.
Well, you have to step over the
There's
threshold
not
of
an
the
elevator, and if you're a true fan, you would know that.
Anyway,
this
this person is wanted to go to this.
Yeah.
It's a listener of this show. They wanted to go, but they couldn't because they hurt their foot probably.
Yeah?
Or some other injury. That
Could have donated some money to Matt Stewart. Did they?
Really?
Did they?
I mean,
To show support?
in a way, they've contributed their time over the years to Matt Stewart.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, that's
yeah.
something you need to talk, whoever this person is, needs to talk to Matt Stewart about,
okay.
who runs a great podcast.
Okay, but you'd say thank you to them.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We both tried to watch some of Batman Caped Crusader.
Yeah, I started and then when I can't do this right now. And
Yeah,
turned
I
it
also
off.
thought that as
People
well.
seem to enjoy it though.
Yep, people. Well, I've heard mixed things.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
How is it significant or different than what has come before?
That's what I'm thinking as
Yeah.
well. I kind of in watching the opening titles, I'm like, why wasn't it all sepia toned? I think
Yeah.
that would have worked better stylistically.
Yeah, I don't know if I love the animation.
Which is sort of
Particularly-
it's sort of Batman the Animated Series, but not really.
Yeah. I also think if they don't cancel it, this will develop as these things do.
Yeah.
Like it'll give it time to.
Also, Batman calls Alfred Pennyworth, and I don't know if I like that.
The hell?
That's rude.
No.
He should say, Alfred, you're my dad.
Alfred.
You know? You're like my dad. You know?
You should say you're like my dad.
You're like my dad.
Well, speaking of, last week I mentioned how I started to read Batman Fortress.
Oh, yes.
And I finished that book because I'm back on ordering more real comics.
Yeah, it's good,
I'm
isn't it?
sick of Amazon and their stupid Kindle situation / Comixology, whatever the fuck. And it's nice to have a collection of comics again, you know. And this time I'm not lending them out. I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep them
Nice,
all.
good call.
But if you want to borrow any, that's fine,
Hey, thanks.
obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Only if your foot's broken. But otherwise, if it's not.
Okay, if it's just strained or,
Yeah.
there's a torn tendon or something.
Yeah. Anyway, I wouldn't say.
And that applies to any of the listeners.
Yeah.
If you're out there, you've got a broken foot, email in. James
You can borrow
James
one of
will,
some of my
James will
comics.
post you a comic book.
Yes, that's right. I would say I didn't love it all, but I thought it was
Okay.
an interesting premise, and it does some stuff with like the Superman mythology, which I could see people being like, "Oh, I hate that," but I didn't mind it. It's not the
yeah.
mainline universe, and there's some, you get various characters and inclusions that you might not necessarily get. They kill people that that you wouldn't think because it's like a closed off universe.
Of course, yeah.
I think the villain idea is not terrible, but the design I don't love. They feel a little, I don't know, like something out of Widget the World Watcher or something.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a reference.
Right,
But
there it
all in
is,
all,
yes.
it was an interesting read, and I'm glad I read it. I don't know if I loved it, but I did like it. Yeah.
Speaking of comics, I'm just like, well, I must have read something recently. I read the first issue of Absolute Power, which is the new DC big crossover. It's Amanda Waller has teamed up with the Brainiac Queen and the Batman nemesis Failsafe, who's the robot that
Wait, that robot is
the Batman
just
created.
still around?
Yeah, he's still around. He's doing all sorts of stuff.
Damn.
He's
Is he good or bad?
no, he's bad. He's still bad.
How's she
actually.
getting him to do things?
Well, he just wants to.
Just do some
He
stuff.
wants to do so. Again, it's just the first issue, so some people's motives are.
Is he looking for Batman still, or is he like, nah,
Yeah, no,
blast
he
him
is.
through time?
Yeah, no, he is because he knows Batman's back. But anyway, they've all teamed up to take away the powers of everybody in the DC universe, or at least everybody on Earth.
Okay.
So bit of fun. It's Mark Waid and Dan Mora on the art. So
What's it called, sorry?
Absolute Power.
Should I read it?
Yeah, you should
How many
read
are
it.
there?
Thus far, there's one issue.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. Easy read.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, people like Batman who don't have any powers they're sitting pretty.
But he still wants to kill him.
They're gloating.
But he still wants to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Failsafe's been up to a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He's
I really like that.
mucking about.
I really like that run, actually. I didn't love the ending of just what happened. I think it kind of we already said it, but blast Batman through time, and then that's kind of it. You know?
Yeah.
But I love the idea of it's like Batman's Doomsday. Like Batman made a thing that could stop Batman.
Yeah.
And
then he forgot about it.
Yeah.
He made himself forget about it.
And it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's uncool, actually.
Yeah, because it can not only hurt him, it can hurt everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, he will probably call Superman, so I'll make it be able to defeat Superman as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool as heck.
Anything else you've been reading? I've been reading some more comics, but I'll probably talk about them more next week. I've got Superman Red and Blue I've been making my way through, or Blue and Red, whatever it is.
Which one is that?
It's like the series of short stories from different artists and writers. And it's more kind of like, it's a slice of life Superman stuff, or here's an adventure of Superman, but he didn't have to punch.
He didn't save anybody.
Didn't have
didn't
to punch
feel like
Brainiac
it.
or whatever.
Oh,
yeah, you
nice.
didn't feel like it. Yeah. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I am enjoying it, but
That's
again,
great.
I'm still working my way through it.
Okay.
More comics.
More comics are good.
Anything else, or should we move to the next segment of the show?
Let's take a trip to our local comic store one day, James.
I agree. Together?
Yes.
All right.
We go to All-Star Comics in
We'll do it
Melbourne.
when your foot gets better next week, when you've stopped pretending.
Okay, all right. Look, we can do it now.
I would love to
I am
do that.
pretending now. So, you know.
Where's All Star Comics again?
It's near the train station,
Which one?
Flinders Street.
All right.
Yeah.
And then we can do Minotaur.
We could do Minotaur, yeah.
Do both.
It's mostly anime and Funko Pops. Minotaur.
So?
Great
met
point.
Nathan then. He was nice.
We should stock up on Funko Pops and
Agreed.
yeah.
All right. Should we move it along?
Let's do some letters.
But to what?
The letters theme.
All right.
The classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. You know they're here right now. We're going to do letters.
Speaking of comics, just quickly.
Go on.
Claire bought my son Asterix, because we used to both read Asterix when we were kids.
Yes.
And it's just like, nah.
Wow.
Just no.
Wow.
He's like, I don't.
So where does he live now?
Where does he
You
live?
kicked him out.
No, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
He likes what he likes.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not like, you have to like this because I read it.
Can I kick him out?
Yeah.
Great.
You don't have to read a French comic from the 60s.
Right, yep.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
totally okay.
Did you start him on the more recent ones?
No, she got Asterix in the Big Fight. Because, like,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a
okay,
fun
yeah.
one to
Mhm.
start
Sure,
on.
sure, sure.
But he's like, I don't understand the context of this universe. And
What is canonically the first Asterix? I'm going to look it up real
Asterix
quick.
the Gaul.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good
That's
for
the
him.
one that's got different art than the other ones.
Have you considered showing him the movie with Gerard Depardieu?
Isn't he a crook bloke?
He seems like he might be, yes. Yes.
So I
Yeah.
probably won't show him that, honestly.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Do you think I should?
Show him Asterix with Gerard Depardieu.
Yeah.
No, I think Gerard Depardieu is probably busy being a crook bloke, so I wouldn't.
He wouldn't be interested in sitting down with my son and watching
No, I
the
don't
Asterix
think so,
movie,
no.
was
No,
it?
I don't think so, no.
Wasn't there an Asterix movie like last year?
Yeah, I think there was.
Yeah, Asterix the Middle Kingdom came out last year.
Right.
That's a live action one.
Wow.
God.
When do you try Tintin?
Nah, I wasn't a Tintin fan, so I'm
Interesting.
not gonna get him onto that.
Well, maybe he would love Tintin.
Nah.
Interesting.
Make sure he doesn't. He's allowed to like what he likes, but not things that I don't like.
Yeah, no, good call.
He
Actually.
started making his way because he's got curious about the Transformers movies because he loves Bumblebee and he loves Rise of the Beast. And then he watched the first Transformers and he's like, these are good. So he started like just
The
watching.
first Michael Bay.
Yeah,
you're
and then he
saying.
started like watching like some of the Dark of the Moon.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. Good luck. I should
Yeah.
probably step in at the bit with the weird one. 4.
You should step in. When's Sexy the Office? You might want to step in before then.
Which one's that?
I think it's 3.
The Patrick Dempsey one?
Yeah, where it's just Sexy the Office and Andy Daly and Ken Jeong are there.
Oh, yeah.
And some like,
Yeah, you're right.
busty babes.
I'll probably step in at that one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else? I mean,
Uh,
we're in a particular segment of the show,
we
aren't
are. Should we pause so I can get some letters?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
What did you just say?
I said we're going to have a great time in the letters segment.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Because we have a backup recorder, Mason.
Oh,
Maybe I'll
yes.
put that in, what you just said.
Yeah.
What you just said to me just now.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I can't even remember.
Anyways, if you do want to reach the show, you simply hashtag Weekly Planet Pod on Twitter.
That's right.
Or just tweet at us. Or
Yeah.
me specifically at Mr. Sunday Movies. Or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
That's
What do you got
right.
in terms of letters?
Here's an email from Alex who says, you put my child to sleep.
Thank you. Wait. Let's hear him out.
Okay.
Or her.
I mean, we will if you want.
yeah,
You pay us.
I'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it, I guess.
I'm a gun at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just did it in between segments of this show. People don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, huge fan. Been listening for 8 years, even though I have no interest in superhero stuff anymore.
It's pretty good.
I know, and that's
Us too.
That's I was going to say it's good.
No, that's not true.
It's good for us because you never know whether. But I mean, superheroes are back, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're back big time.
I just love movies.
Yeah. I have a 1.5-year-old boy, and lately the only way I've been able to get him to nap is to drive around listening to your podcast. So thank you for the calm ASMR-like tones that you provide. Also, many other listeners have tried to claim my title of Poo Poo Magoo, but I want to make it clear that I was the original when I asked you a question for one of your charity Q&As from years back. Thanks,
And
boys.
that's you, man.
Yeah.
Good
that's
for
right.
you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Why did we do that?
Do what?
Name this man Poo Poo Magoo.
I think he probably said, could I be the Poo Poo Magoo? And we said yes.
That sounds insane.
It makes more sense to me than us thinking of that.
That's
This is
right.
highbrow.
I agree.
Well, congratulations and good luck out there. This is from Dane Larson7 who says, #Weekly Planet Pod. My wife would love it if you guys did a Caravan of Garbage on the 3 Hellboy movies, most of the Del Toro ones, for Hellboy and the Crook Bloke. But if you only if you
That
say
name's
good
catching
things,
on, isn't it?
Huh?
That name's catching on.
I
Isn't
agree.
It? Yeah.
I'll tell you did. But if you say good things, I'll tell you did do what you do normally. I think we will.
Yeah.
I think we'll at least do the Guillermo del Toro ones,
Sure.
but maybe the 3.
I like the David Harbour one.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, as a grouping, it depends how.
I know I'm the only one on earth, including David Harbour. He also doesn't like
I
it.
don't mind it either, but like it depends on how the weeks kind of play
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
But we'll probably, I would say, almost certainly do at least the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
which
right.
I would love to revisit, quite frankly, because they're a lot of fun.
They are fun.
Though I think you don't love the second one. from
Maybe I'll
memory.
turn around.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll turn around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Dane.
You're welcome, Dan. This is an email from Connor.
Connor.
Hi, James and Meso, long-time listener from Manchester here in it. That's the home of Oasis, in it.
In it?
Probably.
And I'll be there soon.
That's right.
I'm coming to visit.
That's right. A few years back, I had an incident where I came off my bike in lockdown whilst listening to the pod, resulting in 2 broken arms.
Oh, no.
This past week, when cycling home from work, a car decided to pull out into me, resulting in me flying forward and landing on my head. Luckily, the helmet saved my life, but I've been housebound ever since, which has led to me rewatch all Caravan of Garbages and the completely fair quizzes. Although I was listening to the pod when this happened, I've listened on countless bike rides which haven't led to me eating the floor, so hopefully that balances the ratio of emails versus injuries.
Please don't listen to this on a bike. It's dangerous.
That's
I know you
overarching
can
rule?
get those headphones where you can hear anyway, but
yeah.
I don't like this. Don't
Okay.
do it, everybody.
All right.
I'm glad you're okay, though, and thank you for
Me
listening.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep up the good work, boys. The best pod around. Can I be the official unlucky cyclist from Manchester of the pod? Yes. And PSA, wear a helmet. Yeah, that's
Absolutely
good
wear a
advice.
helmet,
I see
yeah.
people all the time, they're wearing it. People love to, in Melbourne, they love to wear it, but they don't put it on. They don't clip
Yeah.
it on. They just put it on their head and leave it.
Do they ever
It's
wear
not-
it high?
Some people wear it high. God. Yeah, don't do that.
And they don't look cool, let's be real.
Yeah,
you look
yeah.
like a dork.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you rather be an alive dork than a dead dumbass?
Yeah.
You know?
We should get a T-shirt that says that.
I agree.
Wouldn't you rather be a dumb dork than an alive dumbass?
Didn't
Dead
we do-
dumbass?
did we-
The Weekly Planet.
Did we do a Canada PSA or something for
Wear
car
a helmet?
safety or road
Maybe.
safety or something?
Probably. That
recently?
sounds like something we'd do.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Or
terrific.
I wrote it and then they went great and they never got back to me.
Nice,
Sometimes
great.
they're like, write a script, and then I do and they're like, bad.
yeah.
I'm like, well, you fucking write
Yeah.
it then.
Now I know there are some people I've seen them on the socials who are like, I'm actually a cyclist and you shouldn't wear a helmet for reasons.
What?
That's fine. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, if you
But
want to
should.
go under a bus and have your head burst like a watermelon, I mean, it would probably burst either way
Yeah.
if you had a helmet.
Yeah. So why?
Wear a helmet.
I think you
or
should.
don't.
I
You're
think-
your own
yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Wear a helmet, don't wear a seatbelt. Good for you.
On a bike.
Yeah, you're
I
a-
think you should wear a seatbelt on a bike.
I'm saying that too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
A lot of libertarians out there.
Yeah. And a parachute, just in case. If you live anywhere hilly.
I like those, those inflatable, those airbags that go off.
which you keep seeing videos, and then
Would they
but
just
then
go off
you can't-
randomly?
You can't just buy. Can you buy one?
I don't know.
I would probably get into cycling if I could buy one of those head expanded.
I want the whole body,
the
though.
jumping castle for your head.
I want to be like a Michelin man. What if
Yeah.
it like breaks your neck? Is it
Oh
like...
no, because it's the force is too much.
Yeah, it just
yeah.
goes
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
I want one of those big expandy suits from the movie Die Another Day.
Oh my
Have you guys
God.
one of those?
I want the foam car from Demolition Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do 90s sci-fi caravan of garbage.
I think so too.
Fifth Element,
Mhm.
Demolition Man,
Time Cop,
Time Cop, and the bug one. Space Bugs.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, just a good brainless one for the end there.
Yeah.
No subtext.
Nah,
at all.
Time Cop will go in a series of videos, which is movies based on movies based on comic books, but no, they're comic books.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They can go in that.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I've got one if you want to do another one.
Yeah, no, you go.
This is from Keith Allen. who says, RDJ Doom will be quippier than Deadpool. It'll just be Stark 2.0. Doombots look like Iron Man suits with the reactors in the chest, and his suit will be like the infamous Iron Man. What do you think? Maybe.
I'm hoping not.
I'm hoping they really differentiate
Yeah.
from what he's already done. I'm not looking for Tony Stark, but with a foreign accent.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last week, but what I want is for Robert Downey Jr. to come into this from the direction of, I'm so good at acting.
Different guy.
I'm going to give you such a different performance. You will never even think about Tony Stark when I'm on screen.
Even though I look like him and Tom Holland keeps crying.
Yeah, and even though Kevin Feige keeps crying, he's like, just do Iron Man. We need you to be Iron Man. So we
gave you a private jet. And
we gave you a private jet. Yeah.
Please save us.
Please do it, Quip. Please do it.
I gave you the hat off my head.
I can see the numbers going down in my mind as you keep doing this beautiful performance. I'm crying because the performance is so good out of one eye, and I'm crying from the other eye because of all the money we're losing.
He can do that?
Yeah, he can
He
do
can
it.
cry independent tears?
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah, it's what the
Man can
different
do
halves
anything.
of your brain are for.
My God. This is from Schmoopd also, who says, Dr. Doom Little, is that anything?
Yes.
Hashtag Weekly Planet Pod?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You've nailed that. That's all my tweets.
That's right. And also Charlie Doomlin, because he was Charlie Chaplin.
He was.
Yeah.
He was. Did some ordinary stuff.
Okay.
Look it up.
I won't. I refuse. I refuse to besmirch the memory of my idol, Charlie Chaplin. I got two more emails. This one's from Ben.
Yep.
Hi guys, I don't know if you mentioned, but I was wondering what's happening with the regular pod while James is touring. Will it be on break like
We don't
did for a
know.
month last year, or will Mason's episode count out number James even more than it does already? No, I think we'll be doing.
Something maybe?
I think we're going to We're going to record some stuff in advance.
Yes.
and then we're going to do the news over Zoom.
Maybe. But
Oh,
also,
okay.
I might just be like, I'm tired.
All right.
And I don't want to.
You're
This
tired
is probably an off-air conversation.
You're tired from your holiday.
Yeah, no, I'm doing shows, Mason. Or we release some big sandwich stuff.
Ooh, it's
Or,
true, we
I
could
don't
do
know,
that.
like, and take some time off. Like,
Ooh.
you could take some actual time off. I don't know. You could actually really break your foot even.
Oh my God, I could break it all the way.
Yeah.
Because this was just cowardice.
Yeah.
I half broke it.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Interesting,
We have to figure that out.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
I love that. And here's one more email.
Yep.
This is from Tony. This is me handing you some art. You've seen this, James.
Oh.
Hello there, just popping in real quick to show an illustration I just finished.
Oh,
May you metaphorically hang it on your fridge. My wife's been listening to The Weekly Planet for years. She keeps up with the new episodes every week, and I finally made the jump and started listening too. But I've started from the beginning and only reached episode 82 today. I constantly have to pause and tell her about some crazy prediction you guys made, whether it's because of out of left field or more commonly because you hit the nail right on the head. It's actually quite impressive. Keep up the good work. Love what you do. Attach the art mentioned before. Now, if you follow us on the Twitters or if you're on the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group.
It's been around. It's on the Instagrams.
It's like
I
a
think.
comic book cover.
Yeah, it's
delightful.
very, very good.
Well done. We absolutely appreciate when everybody sends in any kind of artwork, listener artwork.
We can't help but appreciate it.
Can't help but appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I wish I could do it.
I've got other talents. So, you know.
Somebody asked us many weeks ago if you could just suddenly have a skill.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I said art,
Yeah.
which is good and all.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, what about cooking though?
That would be good.
Like just
too.
everything.
Just
a real
zip zapping.
Or just zip zapping and all. Like, you know, some people have that
you
skill.
can jazz it.
You can jazz it. You
I
just
can't
look.
jazz it.
If you can just, some people can just look in the fridge and go, okay, we've got that and that and that.
Yeah.
You know what I'll do? I'll make this, and it's amazing. And
I can't do that.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an app where you can just put
There
that
is
in
an
there.
app where you can do that. Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Ugh.
Cabbage and boiled eggs.
Yeah, cabbage and.
Again? You'll say?
I'm a lucky boy.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Is that the show, though?
That is the whole show, folks. Thank you
Wow.
so much for listening. We absolutely appreciate it. Thank you for telling your friends about it,
Yeah, man.
or your wife, or your husband.
That's right.
That's how we get new listeners.
Just
and
whoever you know.
That's right. We'll take them.
Yeah.
We'll take whatever.
We need more people to be like, I started listening 8 years ago. I'm worried that there's going to be, we're not getting new listeners, Mason.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
You know what I mean?
We just got the new
Everyone's
listener.
from 8 years
Who's
ago.
a talented artist.
I'm not saying he's not a talented artist, but he's from 8 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You know? In 8 years from now, I want people to be like,
2016.
I started 8 years ago.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, 2016.
In 2032, I want people to go 8 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Wouldn't you love that?
I would
Isn't that
love
a
that.
dream of yours?
That is a beautiful dream of mine. Thank you. Because that's how we get new listeners. And thank you for
It
leaving
is.
a 5-star review on your podcast app of choice. You do so. James will read it out on the podcast.
This is from Peach Dick, who says...
Sorry, what?
You heard me. 5 stars.
That's what I said earlier when we were off air. I said, hey, Peach Dick.
I just ran out of staples. Good pod to listen to at work, but now I'm out of staples. 5 stars. That's from Peach Dick.
Aren't we all?
This is from Ruffle Waffle 03, who says, this is a podcast. Every week it's here and it is good. Thank you,
true.
Ruffle Waffle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what the waffle thief says instead of the hamburglar? Because he says rabble wobble or whatever.
He says, give me your waffles or I'll kill you with this gun I have.
No, he says ruffle waffle.
I don't think
You don't think he does
No,
say
no,
that? He
no,
goes,
no.
I'll kill you with this gun that I have.
That's right.
Okay.
And then I'm going to trade these waffles for drugs.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's right.
But like
He lays it all out there.
recreational drugs, like, or is he doing like hard drugs?
Yeah, hard drugs.
Like ice.
Yeah, that's right. Most people are too terrified to ask, but if you did ask, you'd say, yeah, all the hard stuff. Yeah. Yeah, well, but you'd think this model wouldn't be financially viable, but it is. A lot of hard drug dealers want waffles.
Yeah, okay. Well,
You
that's
know?
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Ruffle Waffle.
Me too.
Yeah.
Folks, if you want to get into contact with us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com. You can go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group or the Weekly Planet Podcast subreddit and Discord. Fun civil chats about podcasts and pop culture. Get in there. Thank you to Fidel and Maisie and Sarabi for moderating those forums and doing the Clips channel and doing the TikTok, getting all amongst it with the doing young people stuff. You know?
What's the secret?
Youth. The energy of youth.
It might
I think.
be, yeah.
That's right. If you want to follow some people on the socials, first follow our friend Rob Collins. He's at Rob Collins on Twitter. He's at The Weekly Planet on Twitter.
He certainly is.
He edits this podcast and he'll keep you up to date on all things The Weekly Planet.
He has
you can
to.
follow me on the Twitter at Wikipedia Brown and on Instagram I'm Nick Maso. James is Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. Chuck in a buck or an amount you would not miss if you're a big rich character.
If you're Richie Richardson,
That's right. Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah. Or the actor Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
If you
He
got
watched some Caravan of Garbage.
think he did that once.
8 years ago.
many years ago.
Is he still listening?
I don't think so.
I don't think he is.
Why? He's certainly not listening to this bit.
No.
I mean, nobody does. So
No.
why would retired actor Macaulay Culkin
Is he retired?
from acting? I think, yeah.
I think wasn't he in I think he did something. I think he did like an American Horror Story or something.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, welcome back, Macaulay Culkin. That's what I'll say.
Good for him.
That's right. But also, if you're rich like Macaulay Culkin,
Yeah.
and why wouldn't you be?
Why wouldn't you be?
Well, you wouldn't turn that down.
No.
Go to bigsandwich.co, sign up for $9 per month, bonus podcasts, early videos, movie commentaries, video game let's plays, and so much more.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Thank you to The Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes, and everybody who sends in a little bit of art.
That's
Don't
right.
mind if I do. Put it up on the virtual fridge.
I do have a little folder where I put all the art in.
Put it on my metaverse fridge.
Oh, yeah.
You call it the metaverse fridge, don't you?
I do call it the Metaverse Fridge. That's what I
Nice.
call it.
Nice.
When's the Metaverse going to take off?
It failed.
Ah.
Yeah, failed.
So he did, just quickly, he did American Horror Story in like 2021, and then he did some stuff in 2022, and that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Yeah, so there you go.
Getting out there, having a bit of fun.
around.
Having a bit of fun.
Having a bit of fun, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably like, I like American Horror Story. And
Yeah.
then he just called somebody up and be like, can I be in this?
I'm
and
in
they're
it.
like, yeah,
I'm in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's right.
Next week.
T-shirts on tpublic.com.
Yep.
Search for The Weekly Planet. There is one that just says The Weekly Planet in Times New Roman.
That's right.
Now, so if you want to get that, you should.
I'm pretty confident we won't see a cent of that.
No.
Which
but
is
we
what I
wouldn't-
like.
We wouldn't even if it was official, so it
Nope,
doesn't matter.
we don't know.
It's a trick. We've been tricked.
That's right. You have to print your own merch and then sell it, etc.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
just not into that.
Yeah,
man.
no, it doesn't-
I just won't.
No.
Yeah, though there will be some merch for overseas when I go overseas, and you can pre-order, and then we're going to print it.
Oh.
Well, by that I mean Joel Zammett will take care of that.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
That's how he does it.
Yeah, you got a sucker to do it. That's right.
Good thing nobody listens to this.
That's nobody listens to
Joel
anything.
Zammett.
If Macaulay Culkin, if you hear this
Tell
and you
Joel
tell Joel
Zammett.
Zammett, you are dead to me. All right. Next week is Borderlands. Isn't it?
I'm excited. Let's check the runtime.
I bet it's 149 minutes.
I like the sound of that. 140.
I went over.
That's short.
Is it? No, it's 2 hours and 20.
Yeah, that's long.
It's a bit long, isn't it?
I was thinking an hour 40. No, it's an hour 40. It's an hour 40.
Oh, it's an
sorry.
hour 40. Okay.
Sorry,
All right, that's
that is
brisk.
short.
All right.
See, what I think they've done here, because you know James Gunn was a grub. He made movies for grubs, by grubs.
Sure,
Him.
sure. Yeah.
And then he slowly transitioned into like he did Guardians of the Galaxy. Now he's doing a super hopeful Superman situation, probably.
Yeah.
This is Eli Roth.
Yes.
Grub. Makes grubby movies for grubs.
Sure.
And I think this was going to be like, well, this is Eli Roth's Guardians of the Galaxy. And then is this the path that we can take somebody on?
Are you drunk?
You You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, no, not really.
James Gunn started as like B schlocky.
Yeah, but why would Eli Roth seems very comfortable in his zone?
No, I know, but I can see that from like a perspective of it was like a studio running it, being like, well, you look at what James Gunn did, and he brought this sensibility to like
I see.
to a Guardians of the Galaxy.
I see. So you're saying like a studio suit is like, well, this is going to be like a professional production, but it's also going to be a bit rude and edgy in the way that kids like.
That's right.
Well, guess what? No one's going to like.
We don't know that yet, Mason.
That's true. Maybe there'll be egg and piss on our faces from Piss Wash Gully,
and it'll be in our mouths.
The main joke from that trailer, the main and best joke from that trailer.
I'd love to be surprised.
Me too.
Let's find out.
But I mean, here we are. We're managing our expectations, aren't we?
That's right. That's important. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Grab that, Jeremy, guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.